So instead of them being behind you, have them come in front?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Just from there to where the speaker is. Okay. Sure. Guys, listen up. All these people in this side of this, on this side of the circle, y'all can come right here and come to the front and just face Doc for us. So like maybe starting with Sean and going all the way to Mike. Or, all right, so you got to come this way. Lynn, Aiden, Arthur, y'all can come up here. Drew, you two are.
Up in here. Just don't get in front of a camera. We're on YouTube Live. YouTube Live. Yeah, right there. Perfect. Everybody can lower your stand as low as it'll go. All the way down. And then kind of tilt it so I can see your hands. Tilt it like this, flat. See you like mine is like that. Yorkville?
Sometimes with the math stuff, we'll have to, I don't know, help. We have to like turn these people off, turn it back on.
How about me? I haven't even played.
This is our third Marty Hurley drum clinic that we've had. We've been lucky enough that Dr. Wooton has been our clinician for each one. That's the reason we have him, by the way. Has anybody heard of Mr. Hurley? Marty Hurley? Okay, a bunch of you guys have. I'm not going to steal Doc's thunder, he's going to tell you about it, but Doc Wooten was a great drummer. When I was your age, I used to see him come to Brother Martin because Mr. Hurley was one of his mentors. Again, I'll try not to steal it. But it was an awesome thing to see. So just like Audrey, I think you were saying, like, oh man, so many of these people play better than me. That's what it's all about, right? And that's how we learn. We learn through teaching each other. So it's great when we have kids on all levels. We love that. And the best way to learn is to what? Practice and teach, right? So that's what we do a lot of around here. But so Doc is a professor of the percussion School of Music at, what's your official title?
That's good.
Okay. At University of Southern Miss. We have a woman over there, Sam Martinez. He graduated from Brother Martin and went to school there. And well, Doc, take it away.
Okay.
You can speak more eloquent about this than I can.
Yeah. So the reason we're here is, well, first of all, Marty Hurley. And I was telling, we actually had a concert last night where we played on these rope tension drums, and all the rudimental knowledge that I have, that I passed on to my students, that many of you know, comes from Marty Hurley. So he was a huge force in music education here in New Orleans. Before he came here, really the rudimental drumming there was nothing really to speak of. And when he came to New Orleans, all the schools around here benefited from him being here. And not just here, but throughout the South, including Mississippi, Alabama. He went around with clinics and stuff. And the level of rudimental drumming at that period, which would have been the 70s and 80s, just blew up. And of course here at Brother Martin, he was responsible for building this program, and he even had his initials on the bass drum heads. But there's a picture of him right there on his shirt. He just had the Mardi Gras. And anyway, he was my teacher. So I used to come to Brother Martin to take, I didn't go to school here, but I used to come here a lot to take lessons, and we used to have rehearsals here. Let me tell the story. The first lesson I ever took from him. First of all, I was going to school at Southeastern in Hammer. Back then, they used to have a really good jazz program. And so I went there, and the band director, the jazz band director, Ron Neville, he saw that I liked, like you guys, I liked to play on a pad, I liked playing rudiments, I liked marching band, I like jazz band too, I love to play music. He goes, well, we really don't have anybody here that can teach you that stuff. He goes, but I know a guy. And he took me to my first lesson, which was here at Brother Martin. It wasn't in this room. Was it a building right here?
It was right here.
It was right here. There was an older building that was torn down. Of course, now we have this beautiful facility. There's an older band hall, and I went in there for my lesson, and it was intense. He played. This is what he told me to do. He played Flam Paradiddles and he put it on a reel-to-reel. You know what a reel-to-reel is? It's the old thing we used to use before iPhones. We used to use to record things. Right? It's tape. And if you slowed it down, the pitch changed. Unreal, right? What? Yeah, that's called analog, not digital. But he would slow it down half speed, and he asked me to play Flam Paradiddles. That was it, Flam Paradiddles. I remember this. And I played them. They probably sound something like this. And when he played it back, you heard every flat flam, you heard that how uneven it was horrifying to listen to it played back at half speed. I was just horrified I said, please turn that off, that's awful. And then he got up and played it, and he played it something like this. And then played it back at half speed, and every flam sounded exactly the same. Everything was perfectly even. Perfectly even. And I was like going, whoa. And of course he played with a lot of power. And this is what he told me. He said, I want your flam sounding like that in 2 weeks, or don't bother coming back. And then left the room. What? That was intense. I was like, what just happened? So I left. Of course, man, I never practiced so hard in all my life, I don't think. But I came back, and they must have been better because we became very good friends. Well, actually, he taught me, and then he asked me to march in the Phantom Regiment, so I got to march with this guy over here, Mark Fair, who was in the snare line, who went to Brother Martin as well. He was a student here, and then marched in the Phantom Regiment with me. And then we became, he was like family, Mr. Hurley. We started a publishing company together called Rudimental Percussion Publications, and then we sold it to Roll Off. If you heard of Roll Off, they have all of our publications. And then, of course, my kids used to call him Uncle Marty. And then one day I had to explain to them that he really wasn't their uncle. Just, I said, what? Yeah, he is. I said, well, no. But anyway, it was special. And then one day tragically, he had a stroke and he didn't make it, and that was in 2011. And so now we memorialize him with the Mardi Gras. And where was the place? Southport. We did it at Southport. We used to do it at Tippecanoes, now we do it at Southport with that, and it's a great time, and Brother Martin drumline plays, and the band plays, me and Stanton Moore played some, and then of course this workshop as well. So I just wanted to let you know that a little bit about this rudimental history. Now Marty's from New Jersey. Marty was from New Jersey, where in New Jersey, drum corps very big, drum and fife corps are very big, rope tension drumming and traditional rudimental drumming, which is where all this comes from, right? And that's why I brought these drums. We're going to actually have some people play on those drums later. But that's where this tradition comes from, and I think it's really important. The reason I'm telling you all this, because it's important to know where this comes from, the traditions and the history. You know, if you want to know where you're going to go, you have to know where you came from, right? You have to know where this, and to me, it's just much more interesting to know the history of the rudimental tradition. Okay. Now we're going to be working on rudiments through my book, this Rudimental Remedies, which you all now have a copy. You have a copy of the book, and you know, this is one short day that we're going to spend on this, but what I hope you get from this is that this book will last you the rest of your life. As long as you're playing drums, you can use this book to improve or hone your skills after you can play through it all the way. But there's 25 sections in the book on different rudiments and different techniques. And each section has several exercises and then an etude. And we're gonna cover a lot of it today, but not even, we're scratching the surface. But you have it now, and before I forget, there's a DVD in the back, on the back cover. And if you don't have a disk drive, if it's possible, if I could get some emails, and then I could send you all information about the tracks and where to get them if you don't have a disk drive, things like that.
I can share their email.
Okay, great. Or their parents' emails. So,
Insert joke.
yeah. Okay, So we're going to be doing this today. We're going to talk about some fundamentals, and I'm real big on fundamentals because I know that you can go much further in your musical career, in life, in anything. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it be drumming, whether it be another instrument, whether it be learning a language, whether it be learning a sport. With good fundamentals, you can take whatever you're going to do much further, much further, and you don't have to backtrack and go learn it again. I have a lot of students who are older who come to me and go, hey, I need to learn some fundamentals. I need to really work on the basics, learn rudiments, but work on really basic technique, because they realize they got to a point and they hit a wall because they never worked on that stuff. They just loved to drum, but they didn't learn the fundamentals. And now they're stuck. So that will happen to you if you don't learn. So we're going to do a lot of that today. Okay? All right. Now I see some of y'all are playing traditional grip, some of you playing match grip. It doesn't matter. Just whichever you're comfortable with right now. We have some people that are going to go walk around the room. I'm not going to talk too much about hand position, because we're gonna kind of go around the room and address those things individually. Right, Sam? And Mark, you're free to step in too. You can help. All right? If you like. All right, so we're going to start with the very first exercise in the book. So open the books up to lesson 1. Lesson 1. Okay. Now, and like I said, these are fundamentals. And if you feel like this is below you, you need to be patient. You need to work on these. It's not below me, and I have more experience than any of you, a lot more. But I know I still need to work on this stuff. Okay? So, we're going to work on our strokes. So, we have, y'all know what the rudiments are?
Yes.
What are they? Anybody want to tell me what they are?
Single stroke roll.
No, can you tell me what the rudiments are? Those are rudiments. But what are the rudiments? Why do we have rudiments?
So help you get better at drumming?
Yes, but where did they come from? Where did they come from? Does anybody know where the rudiments came from?
Drummers who contributed to what they thought was the most essential.
That's correct. That's a good answer. Okay, anybody want to elaborate on that? Okay, so the rudiments are these little patterns that we played over the years so much, we gave them a name. All right? And we could, and they're used to teach, and so it's kind of like words, right? We think of it as words of our language, but they're just basic words. Yes.
It's basically like how you form a sentence. If you're like use rudiments like form, I don't know. It's basically like using rudiments as words.
Yeah, to tell a story.
Yeah.
Right, exactly, and that's what they are. Okay. Now most of our rudiments come from Switzerland. Did y'all know that?
No.
They're Swiss. A lot of them are Swiss, come from Switzerland, but not just Switzerland. The Swiss Army. The Swiss Army. These are military. This all comes from military drumming on these rope tension drums. There is one rudiment that comes from the United States. You might know which one that is? There's only one. We have 40 PAS rudiments. Does anybody know which one comes from the United States? Actually, it comes from New Orleans. To be more precise. What?
Daredevil?
Nope. A good guess. That's a Swiss rudiment. Anybody? Y'all know? Anybody know? It's the funkiest rudiment of all. It's the only, I'll give you a hint. It's the funkiest rudiment of all.
7-stroke roll?
No.
How to flop.
No. I'll give you another hint. It's the only rudiment where the accent's not on the downbeat. Flamacue. You knew it. So, Flamacue is this one. That one comes from New Orleans. It comes from the second line, from funkiness of the second line and stuff. It actually comes from here. It's the only one that can be traced to the United States. All the others are European, mostly Swiss, and military. Okay, so these beats, these rudiments came up through the military, and of course into marching band and drum corps, and that all came through the military. All right, now in other countries, like Scotland, the Scottish have a different set of rudiments, just so you know. These are the PAS, Percussive Art Society list of rudiments, and it's mainly for the United States. It comes from the United States. This list does. All right? But there's other lists. There's actually a Swiss list because they play doublés. They have several other rudiments that we don't play, or we do play. It's not on our list. Okay. All right, but to get even more specific, now we're going to talk about the basic strokes that we use to play the rudiments. This is what I call the real rudiments. And if you look that up on YouTube, look up my name, John Wooton, and the real rudiments, and you need that explained again, there's a video, I think it's through Drumeo or something, that will tell you what the real rudiments are. And rudiment, what does rudiment mean? Anybody? What is rudiment?
It means like necessary.
Necessary. I guess they are necessary, but that's not really what it means. Rudimentary. If something's rudimentary.
It's like the base of it.
Exactly. That's it. It's the base, the fundamental, the very base. Break it down to the lowest element. All right, y'all need to learn this right here. Slow it down, break it down, so you can throw it down. And we're breaking it down right now to the very base, the rudimentary. Okay, so there's 5 strokes I use. Those are the real rudiments. And we're going to practice the first one right now, and that's a rebound stroke. So everybody get your sticks out. Stand. Okay, before you, back away from the pad. Back away from the pad. Back away. All right, now take your arms with the sticks. Put your sticks in your hands, and put your arms up at a really natural position. Okay, so don't do this. That's not natural. Don't do this. Just put your sticks up like this, like you're getting ready to type on your computer. In fact, let's do that. Let's take your hands and put your hands up like you're going to type on the keyboard. Like this. Imagine there's a keyboard right there. Okay, now if you're traditional grip, just put your hand over like that. Now, don't move anything. All I want you to do is walk towards your pad until your sticks get in the center of the pad. Stop when your sticks get in the center of the pad. Okay? Now, in other words, don't do this. Don't get too close to the pad, and don't get too far away from the pad. You want to be right here. All right? Okay, now, I want you to put your sticks up, about right here, almost all the way back, but right here. All right, we're going to learn the rebound stroke. That's our first stroke. We've got to learn this stroke. And a rebound stroke, all these strokes are defined by what follows it. Say it's an accent followed by another accent. You play a rebound stroke. Okay, so if I have an accent, now I'm ready to play another accent. Got it? Okay, so I want everybody to do a right rebound stroke. 1, 2, ready, go. 2, ready, go. 2, ready, go. 2, ready, go. Okay, stop right there. Drew, you see what I'm talking about? You're doing this, and you're stopping here. That's a different stroke. We're going to get to that one in a minute. But right now, I want the stick, throw it down like it's a ball. You're bouncing it off the pad. Right? Like a basketball. Okay. Y'all see that Iowa game last night? Caitlin Clark? Go Hawks. I went to Iowa. Got my doctorate there. All right, so we're going to do that again. 1, 2, ready, right hand. 2, ready, go. 2, ready, go. 2, ready, go. 2, left hand, go. 2, ready, 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 go. 10, keep going, and keep going, but I'm seeing some people do this, and then lift it. Don't do this, you want it to just bounce back. Now this, bouncing the stick, I'm using most of my thumb on traditional grip. Okay, and stop. Now also, I'm playing traditional grip. Does anybody know where this grip came from?
Do what?
I want, you've been answering everything. Where it
From
comes
the tilt on the drum, on the slings.
Yeah, put on one of them drums. On your right shoulder, put it on your right shoulder, strap on your right shoulder. Okay, so this is called a rope tension drum. It's also called a side drum. There you go. Sweet. Okay, so that strap's a little long for you. So whoever had that on before was a little. There you go. Okay, so you see how it tilts? Because those drums are so long, it actually goes on the side of your leg. So that's why it's called a side drum. So if you ever see that at a score, you'll see that sometimes, side drum. And what they mean is a heel drum. Okay, so now they play like this. All right, go to match grip.
See, it doesn't work.
Okay, but you see how his left shoulder, his left arm is now sticking out like this? All right, imagine doing this all day. Your arm's gonna get tired. So they came up with this underhand grip. Now look, it relaxes the arm. Okay? So, the reason I have my pad slanted is because that's the way God intended it. It's slanted because this is the way this grip is meant to be played, is on a slanted surface, like that. That's why we have this grip. So now, thank you. You can fix that strap too, because y'all gonna play those in a little while. All right, so for those playing traditional grip, you got to understand this playing on a flat surface, and I had to do it too, and I still do sometimes. I still play on a flat surface, but we have to make some accommodations, right? It's not natural. What happens is we start playing, we get an uneven sound because we're playing with the top of the bead and the flat part of the bead. We want to play with the flat part of the bead to get a nice full sound, so that's okay, right? But what happens, and what I used to have to do, is drop my left shoulder to match them up. But I also see this a lot. I see people do this. They raise their right arm and put their elbow out so that they get a bad sound from both sticks. And that's honestly what we're doing, to do that. Right? So to get the same sound, I don't know who, I do know who started this. They put their arm out like this so they get an even sound. Okay? So that's where this comes from. But what is this? It's the same thing we had here, remember? And we fixed it. And now we messed it up. It's the same, and now we have the same problem we had over there. So if you can, try to make adjustments. I know a lot of you play traditional grip on a flat surface. I would prefer you drop your left shoulder a little bit than do this, because this is going to wear you out. Plus, you can't get any power from here. Talk about that later. Okay? Just so you know, I can't change the world, so people are still going to do that, but that's, there's a disadvantage when you do, just so you know, as opposed to playing more relaxed. We want to try to play relaxed. Okay, sticks back up. Now, we're going to play 4 rebound strokes on the right, 4 on the left. Y'all heard of 8 on a hand? I hate that.
It's the best one. I like it.
No, it's awful. It's like building a house. Okay, well, we're going to make it better, though, because we're going to put a groove to it. We're going to play 4 on a hand. And then we're going to play 2 on a hand, and then 1 on a hand. So I'm going to play 4 at the right, 4 with the left, 2 with the right, 2 with the left, and then right, left, right, left. Here, I'll do it once. Watch me, and watch how I do it. By the way, y'all know the best way to teach? Anybody know the best way to teach?
Watching.
That's the best way to learn. What's the best way to teach? By example. Is that what you're going to say? You were going to say that, weren't you? Yeah. You were going to say that. I knew you would. The best way to teach is by example. So all this stuff I'm saying is it's okay, but it's kind of boring. I'd be bored listening to me all the time talk. Y'all want to listen to me talk. Y'all want to play drums. But the best way for you to learn is to watch me. I'm going to play and watch some of the more experienced players and watch them, watch me, and then imitate it. So the best way to learn is
By watching.
by watching, by imitating. Okay? So that's what we're going to do now. So now watch me. I'm gonna play it. Now watch the motion of the stick, the motion of my arms, all of that stuff. Watch it, and I want you to try to imitate what I do. Okay? Here we go. 2, 3, 4. I'll do it again. Got it? You see where my sticks came back every time? I never stopped down here. We on it? Let's do it. And we're going to do it. This is tempo 1. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Slow. 2, left. Now right, left, left. But let it bounce back. Yeah. So, what do you think? Was it fun? I mean, with the track, it's kind of fun, right? That's what I'm saying, it's a groove. Otherwise, we're just playing. Might as well be putting shingles on a house. That's what it reminds me of, by the way. I have nightmares when people play 8 on a hand because there was this storm called Katrina years ago, and for like a year after Katrina, every morning, because we got hammered by 2 up in Hansburg. Every single, in fact, I lost my house, actually. But every single morning, at 7 o'clock, they had an ordinance. Nobody can start work until 7. But at 7 o'clock, I heard, go, 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 go. People working on it. I said, who's playing 8 on a hand at 7 in the morning? So ever since then, I don't like that exercise. Although we're doing it now for educational purposes. We're going to graduate from quarter notes, though. So I suggest that as soon as you can, graduate from quarter notes. All right, but let's go to tempo 2. So we go a little faster. What happens when we get faster? What changes? What changes when we get faster? What?
You learn to fast.
Yes. So stick. What else changes? It's the obvious. The speed. There you go. The speed and then stick heights. So as we have less, so as we get faster, we have less time. So we want to use less space. Don't play so high. Of course, this isn't a whole lot faster. It's still pretty slow. So you can still play pretty high. Just watch me. Try to play as high as I'm playing, or as low as I'm playing. Here we go. Tempo 2. Sticks up. 1, 2, ready, go. 4. Let it bounce back. Look at my stick. Is your stick doing exactly what mine's doing? Says you have to stand there like a tin soldier. In fact, that makes the music stiff. If you look stiff, then you're going to sound stiff. All right, so go ahead. You do a little bit of this. Doesn't have to be much. Just dig it. Groove. You got to groove. All right. So we're going to go a little faster. Same thing. A little bit faster. Okay. So I'm going to come down considerably, probably like 4 or 5 inches lower than what I was playing. All right, so here's tempo 3. Each exercise in this book has a track, by the way. There's a track for every single exercise. And every single track is set in 7 different tempos. From tempo del lerno to ludicrous speed. Okay? And you don't need to play all 7 tempos. But I'd say try to get to 4 or 5. As you're building up, 4 or 5. In fact, my students at the university, they have to get through this book 100%, but only up to tempo 5. Tempo 6 and 7 are kind of crazy. But if you're trying out for a drum corps or something, you need to have those kinds of chops. It's not a bad idea. All right, here we go. Here's tempo 3. Sticks up, 1, 2, a little lower, and still bouncing, very easy. If this is difficult, you're doing it wrong. Physically very easy. Like a walk on the beach. Watch me. I want you to stay moving. Let that bounce. Yes, bouncing. Take it back up a little. All right, back up. There you go. I'm going to use you as an example, Ryder. Okay, so, yeah, exactly. So Ryder was doing 2 things, and some of you are also doing this. And look, when when I talk about one person, I'm not picking on you. Everybody can learn from the same stuff. It's just for everybody. But what I saw was he was a little too close to and then when you moved away, you saw how much more relaxed that was. And then also, you were stopping this right there. I see other people doing this too. But then when I came to play it and you let it bounce, it got easier, huh? So if it's easier, here's the thing. If it's easier, you're gonna be able to play longer. You'll have more endurance. You're also gonna be able to play faster if it's easier. You'll have more speed. So more endurance and more speed. And it's gonna flow more. The music's gonna sound better. So when we can, we want to relax as much as possible. Okay? Does that sound good? That's good, right? Everybody wants more speed, more power. I want to get faster. Everybody wants to get faster. Does anybody want to get slower? Anybody? Well, you got to get slower before you get faster. I'm just telling you. You have to work on it slow. You want to? Do you want to have more endurance? Anybody? You don't? Nobody wants more endurance? Okay, you do. See, Spanish. Okay, yeah, good stuff, right? So here we go. Let's go tempo 4, and then we're gonna do something else. We gotta do something else. We gotta change it up. But here's tempo 4. Tempo 4 is pretty fast. It's gonna be about right here. So I'm now at a half stroke. I call this a full stroke. This is now a half stroke. Right? Here we go. Tempo 4. 2. 1, 2, ready, go. Right, 2. Now right, left, right, left. Right, left, right, left, right, left. Then go in. Let it bounce, let it bounce. Okay, so the second to last measure, what is this? What rudiment is this? Double stroke roll. I'm playing a double stroke roll right now. Listen to my double stroke roll. It's a double stroke roll. Slow double stroke roll. It's all bounce. What am I playing now? Single stroke roll. So that's what the last measure is. And if you play the last measure like this, watch me. You're going to have really crummy single stroke rolls. So what we're doing right now is we're practicing speed slowly. You hear me? Everybody understand that? We're practicing speed slowly. If you play like this, you won't have any speeds. Okay? You've got to learn to bounce those. Because when you play a single stroke roll, that's all bounce. You can't go. Plus that hurts. Alright? So it's that, right? So when you play it slow, make sure you're practicing the right technique. Okay, double stroke rolls, it's all bounce. So am I bouncing? It's all bounce. Okay? Alright. Everybody understand that? Alright, okay, we're going to move on. Turn the page. We're going to come back. All the exercises in lesson 1 are rebound strokes. So you can try some different ones. We'll come back and play some more later. But right now I want to get to the other strokes. So we're going to go to lesson 2. We're going to start with that first exercise, which is a whole favorite exercise in the Phantom Regiment. It's called Red Rum. And it's a great exercise because we're going to work on 4 of the 5 strokes, all in one exercise. So there are 5 strokes. So we learned 1. Some of you were doing another one earlier. This is called a downstroke, or you're going to hear different names. So here's the thing: these strokes, I call them a certain name, but other people call them other names. So it's the same technique. All right. So I call it a downstroke or a controlled stroke, and that's this. So it's an accent followed by a softer note. And I'm just preparing for the next note. So when I play an accent, I want to stop the stick right there. Like maybe, what is that, an inch, 2 inches? I don't know, just as low as I can stop it. I want to stop it right there. Now I'm ready to play a ghost note, a tap, inner beat, call all kinds of things. I like to call them ghost notes. Softer notes. So when I have a loud note and then a soft note, and I have a lot of contrast between the two. Okay, so that's a control stroke, or a downstroke. Let's call it a downstroke. Call it downstroke. Downstroke. All right? Because we stop it when it's down. So we've got rebound and downstroke. And in this exercise, that's the first 2 notes. Look, you have a rebound and then a downstroke. 2 accents in a row. Okay, because the third note, listen, y'all don't play when I'm talking. Because one, first and foremost, and which I'm most concerned about, if you're playing when I'm talking, you're not learning what I'm telling you. Okay? Secondly, it's awfully rude. Okay? But that's your problem, not mine. I mean, you know, I'm more concerned about you learning. And if you're hacking and you're not listening to what I'm saying, then you can't learn. All right? So I'm here to help you. So help yourself by listening. All right. Thank you. That was a public announcement. Hopefully not have to say that again. All right. So we have a rebound and then a downstroke. The next note is a tap. Okay. Now I'm just here. I'm just going to drop the stick. I just drop it. So think about this: bounce, squeeze, relax. Let's do that. Let's take. Okay. So everybody, put your sticks here. We're going to play 3 notes in a row. We're going to bounce, squeeze, relax, which is this. Listen, watch me. Bounce, squeeze, relax. 1, 2, ready, go. Bounce, squeeze, relax. 1, 2, ready, go. Bounce, squeeze, relax. You gotta get that squeeze. 2, ready, go. Bounce, squeeze, relax. So think about what happens after every stroke. After the first one, we let it bounce. After the second one, we stop it. After the third one, we're still in the same place. We just drop it. We're there. Again, 1, 2, ready, go. Relax. Again, 1, 2, ready, go. Relax. And 1, 2, ready, go. Relax. Try the left hand. 2, ready, go. Relax. And 1, 2, ready, go. And one more time on the left hand, go. Okay, we're going to try both hands. And this is a great exercise to do on a practice pad. It sounds awful on a drum because you're playing flat flange, you get the pop. It's a pad, sounds awful because it sounds kind of like a drum. But on a pad, it's a great exercise. We want to try to make sure the sticks are doing the same thing. So when I bounce, I want to bounce back to the same height. And if you're a traditional grip playing on a slanted surface like God intended it, then you want to come back to the same angle as the surface, which is right here. Boom, see? So, bounce, squeeze, relax. 1, 2, ready, go. Bounce, squeeze, relax. And 1, 2, ready, go. Bounce, squeeze, relax. And 1, 2, ready, go. Bounce, squeeze, relax. You're a raging Cajun? 2, ready. Bounce, squeeze, relax. I'm a raging Cajun. 2, ready, go. Have been my whole life. Ready, go. Okay, and then now, there's another stroke. That's 3. Rebound. Downstroke. Tap. And now we're going to play an upstroke. And this one's actually the most difficult to execute. All right? So an upstroke is a soft note getting ready for a loud note. Right? Everybody see? It's quite simple. A rebound is a loud note getting ready for another loud note. A control stroke is a loud note getting ready for a soft note. A tap is a soft note getting ready for another soft note. And an upstroke is a soft note getting ready for a loud stroke. Okay? Now, the upstroke, we're going to go up as we hit the drum. So I want everybody to do this. Imagine you have a piece of string tied to your wrist. Okay? Put one stick down. Can you put one stick up under your arm if you want to? Put one stick down. Now, take your left hand, grab the string, or the other hand, take your other hand. If you plan to do your right hand first. Everybody put your stick in your right hand and take your left hand and grab an imaginary string that's over your wrist, like right here. If you have a sweatshirt or something, you can pull up. Okay, now, what I want you to do is we're going to hit the drum and pull up at the same time. Okay, 1, 2, ready, go. Again, not a lot. Just what? Look how much. Just a little bit. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, now I'm going to turn my wrist back and come to here. So, like, watch it. So I start here, and then I follow up. 1, 2, ready, go. Bring it back down. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, ready, go. All right, so watch, see that motion? Smooth, suave como mantequilla. You know what that means? You speak Spanish? No,
Not that
you don't?
much.
Oh, not that much. It means smooth as butter. Suave como mantequilla, right? You want to make that smooth as butter, right? Smooth. Okay, so what does smoothness get us? Remember we just talked about it. What does the smoothness get us? Those good things. What? Speed. That's going to increase your speed tremendously. If you lead, they call this lead with the bead. So you might have been taught that. The lead with the bead thing is actually a shortcut so that everybody looks the same. But it's nothing you'll ever really use in any other percussion setting other than to win a trophy in a drum line and be mediocre drum line. That's what it's for. Lead with the beat. All right? To get a good stroke and to play drum set or any marimba, congas, any instrument I can think of, the wrist bends. Okay? You may have heard of the molar stroke. This is actually what we call the molar stroke. I don't like to call it that because it's just common sense and it's used on all instruments. It's not just snare drum. But Sanford Moeller was a guy that wrote a book and he explained this motion in a big, huge motion like this. So a lot of people think the molar stroke is this. That's a molar stroke too. It doesn't have to be a huge motion. It can be a very slight, okay? But I just call it common sense, or upstroke. We're going to call it upstroke. Okay, so this is an upstroke. So when you're playing, what rudiment would I use this in? Anybody know? Where would I use this? Yeah. Paradiddles. Yeah. Actually, almost any rudiment with an accent. But some rudiments, it's quicker than others. And a paradiddle is quite slow because we have a long time to prepare for it. Because a paradiddle is a downstroke, an upstroke, and then 2 taps. See it? So I'm going down, up, tap, tap, down, up, tap, tap, down, up, tap, tap, down, up, tap, tap. But in other rudiments, like inverted flam taps, it's real quick. We don't have much time. You only have a 16th note. In a paradiddle, you have a dotted 8th note. That's a lot of time. So you can make it nice and smooth. In inverted flam tap, you got a 16th note. So I'm going up like that, real quick. Up, up, down. And if I'm just leading with the beat, I can only do that so fast. At a certain point, it breaks down and you can't go any faster. Like this, I go much faster. Okay? Plus, I get the contrast between them. Okay, everybody got it? So we're working slow, we're breaking it down so that we can play with speed. And we'll be able to throw it down. Slow it down, break it down, so you can throw it down. All right? Remember that. All right, so now we're going to play the third measure of this exercise. And that's, so we were talking about rudiments. Are rudiments are words, right? If rudiments are words, what are we talking about right now? Letters. Going the other way. We're breaking it way down with just the strokes. Our strokes are our letters that we make all these words with. The good news is this alphabet only consists of 5 letters. It's 5 letters. You can make all of these words. Okay? We just learned 3 of them. Actually, here's the 4th one. We're on our way. All right, so we're going to do the third measure. Watch me. Watch me. So I want you to think. I want you to think bounce, squeeze, relax, lift. I think that describes what you're doing in these strokes better than the stroke itself. So look. Bounce, squeeze, relax, lift. Bounce, squeeze, relax, lift. Bounce, squeeze. We're going to do that just with the right hand for a little while. You ready? 1, 2. Quarter notes. 2. Ready? Go. Bounce, squeeze. So down, sorry, I said that wrong. Bounce, down, relax, up, down, relax, up. Relax, lift, bounce, squeeze, relax, lift, bounce, squeeze, relax, lift, bounce, squeeze, relax, lift. You try with the left hand. Bounce, squeeze, relax, lift. If you want, do both hands. And make sure they're doing the same thing. See it? Look at my sticks. Y'all watch my sticks. Just watch my sticks for a minute. And I'm focusing on both bouncing back to the same height and then stopping in the same place. And then lifting together. Now look at your sticks. Are they doing that? Pretty good. Yo, y'all are catching on really fast. I must be a really good teacher. Cool. Or y'all already knew this. I know some of you already do. All right, so we're going to play the exercise on the page now. It's very simple. Let me play it once. But look at the last measure. It's all rebound. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. There's a quarter note on 4, and that's a control stroke. So I'm thinking bounce, 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 squeeze. All right, let me play the whole thing. Let me see what the tempo is so I can play it at that tempo. 2, 1. Hang on. Let me get the tempo. Okay. So here we go. Listen, watch, listen. I did a clinic in Spain last year, and same age group of students, and my Spanish, mi español es muy mal. It's very bad, but I can say a little bit. And so I said, man, I just had a hard time communicating with them, but remember, what's the best way to teach? By example. Best way to learn is to imitate. So I thought, if I can just get them to watch me and imitate what I do, I don't have to say that much. So I said, escúchame, mírame, entonces imítame. You know what I just said?
Watch me.
Escúchame. Listen to me. Mírame. Watch me. Entonces means then imítame. Intimidate.
Intimidate?
No, not intimidate.
Oh, intimidate. No.
No.
Imitate.
Imitate. Not intimidate. The wrong word came out of my mouth. My English is bad too, not just my Spanish. All right. No. Imitate me. So, escúchame, mírame, entonces imítame. Means listen to me, watch me, and then imitate me. I said, if we can get that, I don't have to say anything. All right? So here we go. I'm going to play number 1. So watch me, listen to me, and then you're going to imitate. Here we go. Bounce, so I'm thinking bounce, squeeze, relax, lift, bounce, squeeze, relax, lift, bounce, squeeze, relax, lift, bounce, squeeze. Got it? All right, let's try it. Here we go.
Strike up the band.
Now we get to jam to it. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, and play, and.
charging now.
Oh, it is charging, okay.
Yeah, I've just kind of wiggled it a little.
Left hand. Gotta stop on 4. Left hand, left hand, left hand. The other left group. There you go. Put your right hand up there. Put your right hand up. Stop on 4. That's good. Back up, Brian. Back up. Back up. Back away from the back. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. There you go. One. All right, so I know some of y'all, how many of you have played in marching band? How many of you have not played in marching band yet? You haven't played in marching band. Okay, so everybody, almost everybody has some experience, but Audrey, you still know what to do. Okay, so we're gonna do sticks out and sticks in. Okay, when do the sticks come out?
When you start fighting.
On the third count, when we're counting off, so you go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I want to see everybody's sticks come out. When do your sticks come in?
One for next measure.
Not always 1. In fact, not on 1 on this, huh? 2 on this one, but it's the count after you're done playing, wherever that is. So in this case, we went 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1. Come in on 2. But if I end on 4, if I would 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, I would bring them in on 1. But there's a quarter note at the end of this, which you don't know until you listen to the recording. But that's what we're going to do, okay? So I want to see everybody bring your sticks out together and then in together. All right, and when we bring them in, you bring them in and you stand at attention. Okay? We've got to work on our not fidgeting. All right? And then when it's time to fidget, we're done. If your section leader, usually they hit the rim or something like that, or so you relax, or at ease, you want to be real official, then you can relax. But until then, you stand at attention and you're ready for the next command. Again, this all comes from the military. All that we do. Marching band is the history of marching band is military. It comes from the military. And that's why we stand at attention. That's why we have uniforms. That's why we do all that stuff. Okay, everything together. Yes.
A while ago, I was trying to learn some like how to play jazz with the traditional grip, and he said the reason that traditional grip was invented is because when military march, they lift their legs, so they tilted the jumps, and it's kind of hard to play like this, so they curved it.
How about that? It's interesting. Wouldn't y'all agree with that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad you're paying attention to your teacher back then. All right, so here we go. He is absolutely correct. Here we go. Tempo 2. We're going to go to tempo 2. You ready? Sticks in. You guys work on this. Okay, everybody sticks in. Get ready. I say get ready, get ready. That means in the old days what we used to say is 10 hut. But now we just say get ready. Get ready. Yeah. Here we go. Tempo 2. 2 and 1, 2, out, and. Whoa! We forgot the exercise. We talk so much. Y'all remember what we're doing? It's 8 notes. 1 and 2. So this is faster. Don't be faster. Each tempo gets a little faster. Okay? So that's the tempo now. Ready? 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 10 hut. There we go. Here we go. 2 and 1, 2, out, go. Up, squeeze. Up, squeeze, relax, lift. Squeeze, relax, lift. Bounce, in on 4. There you go. Got it first time. Up, squeeze, relax, lift. Squeeze, relax, lift. So here's another thing. Notice there's all kinds of stuff going on. The front ensemble's playing scales, bass drums are playing these cool grooves, and they go into 16 notes and then even some 30-second notes. All right? So I challenge you, when you play in your drum line, is to make music. That's why we're doing this. So this is the number one priority. And this is why we do everything we do, and that is to make good music. Not just music, but good music. So this technique I'm showing you, all this technique stuff, is all so that we can play better music, so we can reach those goals. And so when we play, so therefore, when you play, even if it's an exercise, you're entertaining. Make sure it sounds good. Make sure that people want to listen to your exercise, and you're not just banging on drums. All right, that should be your goal. I know it's my goal. Every time I play, I want it to sound good. I want people to like it. I want to like it. All right? So make that an effort when you do that. Let's go a little faster and we'll go on to something else. Here's tempo 3. Y'all ready? Tempo 3. So what's going to happen? What changes? Stick heights, of course the speed, obviously, getting faster. But stick heights, we're going to get lower. Here we go. Let's try it. Sticks in. 1, 2, out, in. Much lower. Look how low I am. Up. 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 Yeah, what they're telling you, when you get a chance to let it bounce, let it bounce. Make it easy. Okay, so, and this is the real difficulty, because you're going from one extreme to another. You're going from letting that stick fly to squeezing it and stopping it. So that's why you have to work on technique. It really is one extreme, and then immediately you change. But you have to know when to use them, or you won't have the speed or the control you need. Okay, so I need to be able to do that. But you hear the contrast? Okay, so this is what we're trying to create. Good music has contrast. There's lots of different kinds of contrast we can get. We can get contrast in pitch, high and low. That's why a drum set, what's the most important instruments on a drum set? The snare drum and the bass drum. That's the highest and the lowest. There's a reason why. Our ears like that. It's like black and white. You know that babies, their favorite colors are black and white, not blue and pink. It's black and white. It's because there's more contrast in black and white than any other two colors. Those are the colors, those are the shades. Well, all the colors are none of the colors. All right, so also in music, we have high and low. What else do we have? What can we contrast?
The way they're tuned, like symphonies.
Well, that's high and low. Pitch, right? I'm talking about pitch, right? Huh? Right. So volume. We can contrast in volume, which is what we're doing now. How else can we? What other kinds of contrast can we have in music? Yes. Fast and slow. Rhythms. Okay, so rhythm contrast. Okay, so if you ever listen to music, go, I really like that music. It really sounds great. And it's probably because it has these elements in the music. You listen to music that's really interesting, it has all these things, contrast in pitch, in volume, and in rhythm. All right? Now, we're playing on a snare drum. We got one pitch. So there goes the pitch thing. We can't contrast pitch. We need some bass drums if we want to contrast pitch. And then we can contrast with them, but we can't. We got one drum. Just this one. All right? So that leaves us with rhythm and volume. All right? And I want to use all of that to my advantage. So what we're working on right now is contrast in volume. And the more contrast I have, the better it sounds. Listen, I'll prove it to you. Which one of these do you prefer? There's nothing wrong with that. It's perfectly in time, right? I played accents, I played softer notes, but now do you like that one better?
Yeah, it's clear.
It's clear. It's clear. You can say it's clear because it has the contrast. You can definitely tell the difference between accents and taps. And it sounds better. It grooves more. So actually, a friend of mine, he described groove as time plus contrast. And he's an authority on groove. His name is David Garibaldi. He's the drummer for Tower of Power. You haven't heard of this group? Go check him out. He's one funky dude. And when he said that, it hit me like a ton of bricks. Of course. That's why, of course. You know, I knew it. I just never heard it put that way. So now I use it all the time. But if you want to groove, you have to have things that are in time. And time is relative. It can be rubato, but you need to have the contrast in order for there to be groove. Okay? If it's monodynamic, it doesn't groove so much. Okay? Everybody got it? So that's why we're working on this. You want to groove? You want to sound funky? Work on these strokes. And it's going to sound a lot better. Okay. How we doing? It's 12:30.
So you can use that as a loose guide.
Well, let's stick. Well, we can stick to it right now since we're there, right? Okay. So it says 10-minute break. I think we're ready for that.
Okay, y'all ready for a little break, guys? And then I think at 1, which it doesn't have to be, I think is that where lunch is listed?
Yeah.
So I think Mr. Colon went to go pick up.
Now I got drum circle.
Okay,
Is that-
so it could be whatever, it could be split in groups, so it could be whatever you want. That's just, we based that off of last year, so.
Okay.
I mean, last.
Did we do a drum circle?
I think we ended up staying split up into groups.
All right, we're gonna take a break. Y'all take 10. Take 10. They have water over here? They have water. I'm gonna need a water. So take 10. Take 10 on YouTube. If you're on YouTube. Okay, come.
This is the gentleman I was telling you about for a little bit.
Oh, hey! Nice to meet you, man. How are you? Good. I heard Kelly. I've heard so much stuff about you. Yeah. Jeff Prosper told me about it.
Right.
Yeah. My students, we go to USA for band camp. Oh, okay. Well, hit me up when you're there. Sure will. We will be there this summer. When? It's the last weekend. It's right before the DCI.
Oh, you're there for DCI?
We'll be there. We're holding it that night. We're actually going to the DCI.
Okay, well, I'll be there too.
Okay.
Phantom Regiment will be there. There may be things to do.
We're staying on future trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's where I work.
I hear so much about you.
They're gonna be there for 3 years. Nice to meet you. You worked in the Phantom Regiment too.
Okay. he was the Southern Miss guy, too. Yes. So you went to UL? I went to UL. Or you went to? I'm from Lafayette. Okay. I grew up in Lafayette. The Robert. His first year at Como was my freshman year. I played it. He came good. Definitely slowing down. Diane's doing better. Yeah. So, Karen, I think is having a little bit of dementia. Good. He loved the show. There's no competition. Troy, Troy Rowe. Yeah. He played in the last part.
This is how I hold my
Got together. We did several concerts, and then we played in Payson. I didn't get to it, but I was at a Mason event, and I was a saxophonist, so I was involved in all the countries. I did have some hits
Except for chess club. And sports. We have sports.
Yours is a cool, so this is a ridiculous drumstick.
Like I can see everything right here. You can see right here. Which is
When does he play?
May 3rd.
Oh, okay.
Not the same day as him. Exactly.
How y'all doing so far? Good.
That looks so stupid. Right? To actually arrest me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, by the time break's over, everybody should have these 3 cadences learned and we'll go on. Not funny.
Memorize. You gotta memorize.
Right, have them memorized.
How do you know? Oh, I see. There's how many people are on. There it is. 3. I wonder how many were earlier.
They're probably taking a break with us.
Yeah. Yeah. Once you stop,
We
then
did
they.
have more earlier.
Yeah. I might turn it off now. There's 3. We'll leave it on. Leave it on.